All right, welcome back. We're going to continue on. Oops, I just dropped my protractor. Continue on with our work in building our pie chart here. So we need to do a little bit of math first because I need to know, well, how much of this circle is 10%? So what I can do for this is, well, first I can ask myself, well, how many degrees are in this whole circle? Well, in a circle, we know there are 360 degrees. And I can use my protractor and I can even see that. Oops, it's upside down. Because from here to here is 180, and then the other side is another 180. But 100% and 360 degrees don't really fit into each other very well. But what we can do is we can figure out how many degrees each of these sections should have. And the way we do that is we say, well, instead of 10%, which is 10 out of 100, what would 10% of 360 be? And that is then going to tell me how big this sector is that I need to build. So I can just do 0.1 times 360, which, let me pull up my little calculator so we can check these, is going to give me 0.1 times 360. It's going to give me 36. So this one is going to be 36 degrees big. My next one, my chicken fingers, is 0.25 times 360, which is going to be 90 degrees big. My next one, my pizza, 0.3 times 360, 108 degrees. And my grilled cheese, 0.35 times 360 is going to be 126. All right, now that I've got my total numbers, and in fact, if I add these up, 126 plus 108 plus 90 plus 36, well, unsurprisingly, I have 360. All right, so now I need to build my circle graph. Okay, I'm going to just add my first line right here. And from this point, I'm going to add in my hamburgers next. So I need 36 degrees. But how do I get 36 degrees exactly on here? Well, I'm going to use my protractor, and I'm going to do some measuring. Okay, so for this, I'm going to make sure to line up my line right here where I'm building, and then I'm going to count up 36 degrees. 30, 35, 36. And this one has a handy little spot where I can put a little mark right there at 36. Okay, so now I can take this off and I can connect my middle line here with my center line. And I'm going to finish this off like that. And now I have 10% of my circle as hamburgers. So I can put 10% hamburgers. All right, next, let's do our chicken fingers. We need 90 degrees. Now, I'm not going to start from the same place that I did last time. This time, I'm going to start from my new line here. And I'm simply going to take 90 degrees. So from here, I'm going to go up to 90. I'm going to make a little mark right there. Oops, it's this one. I should have used another color. And then I'm going to connect my line. And build my pie chart. Okay, I've got my chicken fingers, 25% chicken fingers. Now, they're not really chicken fingers because chickens don't have fingers. They have wings. But I don't know why we call them that. Maybe because we like eating fingers. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, continuing on, let's look at pizza. We have 30%, 108 degrees. So I'm going to continue and do the same thing from here. 108. Oops, and I'm off my page, which is why if you do this, you should probably do this in the center of your page and not make the same mistake that I just did. 108, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to cheat and add in a little bit farther in, which I can do. Oops. See, so my 108 is right here. I guess I could kind of do it right on the edge. That'll work. My 108. Now, of course, this does not have to be perfect, but I mean, I'd like it to be as close to perfect as possible. Is my pizza is 30%. And lastly, there's only one left, so I don't have to measure it, which is really convenient. I can check it, though, and see how close I am with my earlier measurements. If I were to follow this out, it says about 130, and I've got 126, so it looks like I did pretty good. I'm going to have my grilled cheese at 35%. And from here, I've kind of made my chart. Now, I might add in some little colors, I might add some pictures, but the key here for our pie charts is determining what size we're going from this direction. Now, one last bit that I probably should have done earlier and didn't is making these percentages from the total whole that we're working with. Let me show you how I would get those percentages quickly using another example. And I should have done this first, but I didn't. For example, say that we have I should have a little bit of space to do this. Say I had my votes, and my votes were for my hamburger, my chicken fingers, my pizza, and my grilled cheese. Say my hamburger, I had 30 votes. My chicken fingers, I had 75 votes. My pizza, I had 90 votes. And my grilled cheese, I had 105 votes. Now, to get the percentage from each, all I need is the part from the whole. So this one would be 30 out of, well, then I would add up my total votes that I've got, which should be 30. Oops, should probably clear my calculator first. 30 plus 75 plus 90 plus 105 is going to give me 300. So 30 out of 300, which I can then divide, 30 divided by 300, is going to be 0.1 equals 10%. And I can go on down the whole line, 75 out of 300, 90 out of 300, and 105 out of 300. And each time I should be able to divide and get my 75 out of 300, 0.25, on down to get exactly all of my percents. And you will be doing this on one of the homeworks, so make sure that you can see how I do it and kind of how I got that direction. All right? Everything should be explained in here, hopefully. And from this point on, good luck on the homework.